see, it is the inflammation of the intestine. So it is involving inflammation of the intestine, and you can see the parts of intestine, that is cavum, colon, rectum. Okay, so again colon, ascending colon, transverse colon, sigmoid colon, rectum, and we can see next inflammatory bowel disease definition. The term inflammatory bowel disease is commonly used to include two idiopathic bowel diseases having many similarities, but the conditions usually have distinctive morphological appearance. I repeat, the term inflammatory bowel disease is commonly used to include two idiopathic bowel diseases having many similarities, but the conditions usually have distinctive morphological appearance. So this is a idiopathic bowel diseases, that means intestinal disease without known cause. Idiopathic means without, we don't know what is the cause for this disease. Then first one is Crohn's disease or regional enteritis. Idiopathic chronic ulcerative characterized by transmural non-caseating granulomatous inflammation affecting most commonly the segment of terminal ileum or colon. Through any part of the gastrointestinal tract may be involved. So here Crohn's disease is mainly ileum, terminal ileum and colon is involved, where transmural non-caseating granulomatous inflammation is observed. So here transmural means entire blood vessel is involved, and non-caseating without any caseation granulomatous inflammation. Next, ulcerative colitis. This is also idiopathic form of acute and chronic ulcero-inflammatory colitis affecting chiefly the mucosa and submucosal of the rectum and descending colon. So here submucosa and mucosa of rectum and descending colon. Though sometimes it may involve the entire length of the large bowel. So sometimes it is affecting the entire large bowel also, but major part is mucosa and submucosal layer of rectum and descending colon. Next, etiopathogenesis. The exact etiology of inflammatory bowel disease IBD is unknown, but the three major groups of etiopathogenesis is genetic factors, immunologic factors, exogenous factors. So let us discuss one by one factors. First factor, genetic factors. There is 3 to 20 times higher incidence of occurrence of IBD in first degree relatives. This is due to genetic defect causing diminished epithelial barrier function. So here first degree relatives means close relatives, father, mother, brother, sister. So these are all first degree relatives, 3 to 20 times higher incidence. The next point, overall approximately 50% chance of development of IBD is inflammatory bowel disease. In that 50% chance, 60% Crohn's disease, 6% ulcerative colitis. In monozygotic twins, so in the monozygotic twins, that means the twins children, 60% Crohn's disease occurrence is more, only 6% is ulcerative colitis. Next point, no specific and consistent gene association with IBD has been seen. Next point, disease predisposing loci are present. So loci means gene location is called loci, localized gene. So loci are present in chromosome 16q, 12p, 6p, 14q and 5q. So these are the chromosomes in particular. That means in these 16q, 12p, 6p and 14q and 5q. So these chromosomes, that means genes are present which are associated with the inflammatory bowel disease. But in particular CARD15. So CARD means capsa associated recruitment domain containing protein 15. On chromosome 16q. So on chromosome 16q, this whatever the CARD15 is the major domain, major location, which is expressed by several cells in intestinal mucosa, resulted in 50 times higher risk to develop Crohn's disease. So Crohn's disease is frequently observed in that one genetic changes CARD15 chromosome 16q will be observed. Then HLA studies show, HLA means human leukocyte antigen. So these are genes in the blood. So leukocyte, that means WBC. So human leukocyte antigen, it will comes groups 1, 2, 3, 4, like that Roman letter groups is coming gene groups. So in that one, HLA studies show that ulcerative colitis are more common in HLA DRP1 alleles. So ulcerative colon HLA DRP1 alleles will be more common genetic changes. Then Crohn's disease more common in HLA DR7 and DQ4 alleles. Alleles means genes. So these genes are involved for the Crohn's disease HLA DR7 and DQ4, whereas for ulcerative colitis gene involved is HLA DRP1. Immunologic factor. So immunologic factor, defective regulation of immunosuppression. Next point, in IBD, immunomechanism of suppression of inflammation is defective and thus results in uncontrolled inflammation. So we can't control the inflammation. Inflammation suppressed. Next, transgenic mouse experimental model studies show these factors. Deletion of inflammation inhibitory cytokines, that means cytokines which are suppressing the inflammation. So those cytokines get deleted. So deletion of inflammation inhibitory cytokines, example is IL-2, IL-10, TGF beta are the receptors. So interleukin 2, interleukin 10, tumor growth factor beta are the receptors. Next, deletion of molecules responsible for T cell recognition. So T cell recognition molecules get deleted. What are those? Example, T cell antigen receptors, MHC class 2. So these are the T cell recognition molecules which are get deleted. Then next, interference with normal epithelial barrier function in the intestine. Example, blocking N-cadherin deletion of multi-drug resistance MDR gene. So interference with normal epithelial barrier function in the intestine. So normal barrier function in the intestine get interfered by these receptors N-cadherin blocking and deletion of multi-drug resistance MDR gene. So these are the immunological factors which are involved. And type of inflammatory cells. So two types of CD4 plus T cells are involved in the inflammatory bowel disease. So which are those CD4 plus T cell? First one is Th1 cells. So these Th1 cells secrete pro-inflammatory cytokines IFN gamma, TNF, which induce transmural granulomatous inflammation in Crohn's disease. So in Crohn's disease, Th1 cells will be increasing. Thereby they are increasing the IFN and the TNF. So Th1 cells are involved, then this IFN and TNF is increasing. So thereby it is showing that person is having Crohn's disease. Then Th2 cells. So Th2 cells secrete IL-4, IL-5 and IL-13, that means interleukin 4, 5 and 13, which induce superficial mucosal inflammation characteristically seen in ulcerative colitis. So in ulcerative colitis, Th2 cells are involved which are secreting the IL-4, IL-5 and IL-13, which are causing the mucosal inflammation. So this is how the immunological factors involved in the inflammatory bowel disease. Next, third factor is exogenous factor, that means outside factors. So exogenous factors, 4 is there: microbial factors, psychological factors, smoking, oral contraceptives. So first one, microbial factors. Suspected microbes in the initiation of inflammatory response. So those microbes names: Mycobacterium paratuberculosis, Salmonella, Shigella, Helicobacter, Clostridia, bacteroids, Escherichia measles virus. So these are the microbes. If they are accumulated in intestine, they may cause the inflammatory bowel disease. Next, psychological factors. Unduly sensitive individuals dependent on the others, unable to express themselves. So sensitive individuals depending on others, unable to express themselves. Some major life events can cause the inflammatory bowel disease. What are those life changing events are illness, death in the family, divorce, interpersonal conflicts, etc. Suffer from irritable colon or have exacerbation of symptoms. That means increasing. Exacerbation means increasing the symptoms of inflammatory bowel disease by these psychological factors, familial factors. Next, smoking. Role of smoking in causation of Crohn's disease has been reported. So, smoking is one of the factors for the occurrence of Crohn's disease, which is already reported. Then, oral contraceptives. An increased risk to develop Crohn's disease with the long-term use of oral contraceptives has been found. So, if they use oral contraceptives for long duration, they will get the Crohn's disease. Susceptibility to Crohn's disease increases. Next, ulcerative colitis begins in the rectum and continuity extends upward into the sigmoid colon, descending colon, transverse colon, sometimes may involve the entire colon. So, it may involve sometimes the entire colon is affected, but slowly spreading, it will start from the rectum. Then, colonic contents may rarely backflow into the terminal ileum in continuity using backwash ileitis in about 10 cases. So backwash ileitis, sometimes 10 cases, terminal ileum backflow will be there. So colonic contents will move back to the ileum, that is called backwash ileitis. Next, symptoms of ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease you can compare. In both ulcerative and Crohn's disease, diarrhea is common. Ulcerative colitis is bloody diarrhea, Crohn's disease is normal diarrhea. Then frequent bowel movements will be there in ulcerative colitis, abdominal or rectum pain, fever, weight loss, joint pain, skin rashes, occasionally constipation and rectal spasm. So these are the symptoms of ulcerative colitis. Then Crohn's disease, diarrhea, fever, fatigue, abdominal pain and cramping, blood in your stool, mouth sores, reduced appetite and weight loss, pain. These are the symptoms. Along with the symptoms, Crohn's disease may show other symptoms: inflammation of skin, eyes and joints, inflammation of the liver or bile ducts, delayed growth or sexual development in children. So this may be the secondary symptoms of the Crohn's disease. One is macroscopic features, immunological features and complications of the Crohn's disease. And you can see here image inflammatory bowel disease, healthy person, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis. In the upper blood vessel, how the intestinal wall changes happens, fissures are there in the Crohn's disease, ulceration within the mucosa in the ulcerative colitis. And you can see the Crohn's disease area, right side affected Crohn's disease area in intestine, whereas ulcerative colitis starting from the rectum. Then you can see here ulcerative colitis, mucosal surface involvement, crypt distortion and abscesses formation, abscesses goblet cells are affected. Okay, so this is how the ulcerative colitis, irregular crypts, abscess and chronic inflammatory infiltration is happening. And types of ulcerative colitis, you can see severe D. First left starting proctitis is a less stage. Then proctosigmoiditis is slightly increased area. Color you can see, yellow color is the proctitis, small area, rectum area. Proctosigmoiditis slightly increased to upper descending colon is increasing. Then distal colitis, it is little more. Then we can see extensive colitis, transverse colon also involved is there. Then we can see the next pancolitis. So pancolitis means entire colon and rectum is involved. So proctitis is proctosigmoiditis, distal colitis, extensive colitis, pancolitis. So this is how the ulcerative colitis go on increasing in the severity if the duration is more than 10 years. Thank you. Refer textbook of pathology by Arshmohan, 7th edition.